Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video, and here's the lower receiver I was telling you guys about, and this is going to be my first AR-15 pistol build. I got a blank lower from PSA, I got a bad lever I'm going to include with the project. It's got one PMag for right now, and this isn't the only magazine I have. You know, just one I wanted to buy, you know, just for anticipation for this project. And it came in the mail today. Ordered this on Friday. It didn't take very long for me to get it because, I mean, they're in Colombia and so am I. So, but let's take a look inside the box, see what comes out with the build kit. We got our bag from LC Armory, and it has all the internals and the pistol grip. It's a Magpul pistol grip. We got our buffer tube, the buffer tube spring and the buffer. And since it's a pistol build, I'm going to use the Shockwave pistol stabilizing blade. This is going to be it's going to be my evil black gun, my evil black pistol. I don't have a whole, I still have my first AR-15, but I wanted to, build something that was, that would look quite cool. I've seen a lot of cool pistol builds online, and I decided to go with the 10 1/2-inch upper. I don't have the upper yet, but this is just a short video on on the lower assembly, and I'm just gonna put it together, and you guys will see the finished product. I just wanted to show you guys real quick. One of the things that and I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube on doing this, when you're putting in the bolt release, to wrap some masking tape around the receiver. I don't have any blue painter's tape, but I got plenty of masking tape, and you wrap around the receiver, and what it does is it protects the finish when you're trying to draw, when you're using a hammer, the driving the pins, the roll pin that will hold in the bolt release. So just a quick tip. I'm gonna do I may do some quick tips, while I'm doing this video, but this is just one I want to share with you guys. So there you go. So I got the bolt release and the magazine release installed. You can see there by my thumb, there's a slight blemish from when I was putting in the roll pin, but it's all good. This is just something. It's my first time ever, building anything on this platform. So at least I reduced the chances of, you can see right there where the tape is kind of nicked. I reduced the chance of scratching up many other stuff on the receiver. So let me keep at it. So far so good. I got the trigger guard in. I had to take off all that tape, and because it was covering up the mag release. But I got the mag release put in. I got the bolt release put in. Got the trigger group put in. I figured out that the trigger group is actually pretty easy compared to like the Remington 870. This is a fairly easy trigger group to install. I got a few more things to put together, but just wanted to show you guys so far, how the progress is looking. So I managed to get this front pin in without any tools. Now, it's funny that PSA they send an extra set for when you're putting this in, because you are bound to lose these parts. But I'm gonna show you what I did. So what I did was I put the spring in, and initially what I tried to do was see if I can get a tool in and push it in far enough. I didn't know how far back this hole goes, so what I was going to do was push the spring in, and then have something actually fall into here to block the spring, and then I could just put the plunger and then put this pin in. But it stops right around here. That's how far the hole goes. So what I did was I managed to get everything lined up. Basically, I got my spring, and I got the plunger, and I got the spring inside, and then I had the plunger, and I basically pinch right here, and then with my free hand, use this other roll pin as an example. There's a on this right here. There's a thicker end that's more solid, and I just basically pushed. I pushed the pin in. I pushed the plunger in, and as soon as it was far enough, I pushed down on the pin itself to still keep. No, all this is under spring tension, and I turned it and locked everything in place. So I managed to get this in without using any tools. I've seen many people online, they use a razor blade, but I figured, I got a steady enough hand. I can pinch hard enough to where I can get keep everything in line, and I was able to use this itself as a tool to compress everything into the receiver and then push it in place. So right now, yep, it's not going anywhere. It's interesting. I see a hole here. So I don't know what that hole is for exactly, but if you guys know, let me know in the comment section as to what that hole is there for. So let me keep at it. Okay, so far I got the safety installed. It works. Actually, what I did was I had the trigger assembly installed before I had the safety installed, and it made putting this in pretty difficult. So I had to take everything out of the trigger assembly, then put the fire selector, the safety in, and then put the trigger assembly back in. Which, like I said before, this is not at all difficult. I've dealt with more difficult trigger mechanisms before, and this is actually pretty this is relatively simple. And I also got my grip on Magpul. Right now I got some Steven Crowder on. I was just listening to him while I was getting this stuff put on. So it's good to have some type of some type of good distractions to make things a little less stressful. So let me keep at it. Okay, so far I got the buffer tube installed and the buffer tube spring. One of the things I did was on the buffer tube spring I applied some Tetra gun grease onto the spring coil so that it doesn't make a whole lot of noise when the buffer tube is just moving back and forth, or the buffer is moving back and forth inside the buffer tube. But so far everything looks pretty everything's working pretty nicely, and it's got a few more parts to put together, and I think I can say the lower will be finished, well, at least for right now, unless I decide to change anything on it in the future. And there we have it. I got my pistol lower assembled. Everything seems to work out well. Let's see. It's on safe. Got the bat lever installed. Got the shockwave blade installed. Check out the mag release. That works. So yeah, this is gonna be my my EBP, my Evil Black pistol. Yeah, the build wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Even though you could watch plenty of videos of people doing it online, and still sometimes run into some issues. Like I ran into a few things I had to correct, but overall, I actually enjoyed this. Building the lower is not that tough. Because I guess as long as you have a good kit, as long as you have good parts, a quality lower, and you have some patience, yeah, you can make this thing come together pretty nicely. The only of the accessories I think I gotta add to this, let's see, the bat lever looks pretty badass. Let's see, if I ever do put a light on this, one thing I thought about was having a pressure switch on the grip. Like on this grip, but just like I said, this is just something I'm spitballing. So I guess I'm gonna wait for some time to go by before I buy the 10.5 inch upper. That's the upper I'm sure I want to go with. And when that comes in, I'll have a fully functional pistol to show you guys. But please share your thoughts. What do you think of this build? Have you had good success with Magpul, with PSA, with the shockwave blade, any of these things? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're new to the channel, please look forward to new videos in the future. If you want to make a donation to the channel to help with projects like this, just go to my homepage on YouTube and look for the Give Up That Cheese button, and any amount is acceptable. I really appreciate you guys the input, and I'm happy to see the direction the channel is going in. Any gripes, complaints, send me a PM. I'll see what I can do to address them. You know the score. But that's my video. Just quick build on my AR-15 pistol lower. I'm Edward Jones, and thanks for watching.